Hi, my name's Glenn. This is Karen, my wife, and this is our bus. Hi, Glenn here, working on the bus again today. So I'm working on this front floor area, which I had created a video on before. And so this basically, this is the floor that's going to bolt down over this area. So this when it bolts down, it'll have the 5 bolts for the passenger seat. And this has been an evolution of a hodgepodge, again, mix of ideas that have finally come together. So I've reinforced this with steel. This is actually grooved so it goes up inside the wood. All these are. This isn't fastened in yet, so I want to make sure I get the exact layout for the 5th bolt. And but even this has a groove cut in it so that it just provides extra strength for the wood itself. And anyway, so once that's down, then this floor is going to slide out in front of that chair. So the way I ended up doing this was this here will slide out, and what I ended up doing was I built this, put this piece of steel on the end here so that this bolt is actually acting as a glide, or this groove is a glide, and this bolt is going into it. And this is the original stainless steel slot that the original seats would bolt into so that they could adjust them forward or back or whatever. So basically what this does is, you know, normally the way this could work is it could just cantilever out and it would push up against the floor that would be over it. But with this groove here, it really doesn't even need that. So I can run that thing clear out to there, and I can come over here and I can stand on this thing, and it's pretty solid. So basically, once this is installed, that floor can come out. My wife doesn't even weigh half as much as I do, about half. And not that you build these things for any particular person, but she does, you know, weigh a lot less than I do. And so that'll be a pretty good addition for the bus. So she'll be able to be in the seat, jump off the seat, go in and out of the, or back and forth inside the bus, slide the seat back in when we're parked, slide the floor back in when we're parked, and then have the floor slide out while we're driving. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to finish the front of it just yet, but I'll figure out something for it. And I'll probably do something here where it'll actually hang down, cover this whole thing, where the whole thing will slide out. But anyway, I haven't quite figured that out yet, but it's pretty doggone solid here. And once I fasten this floor down, then I'll be good to go. So I'm going to put some wire in. It's going to go across. It's going to go across and under all this, come out for the chair because it's an electric recliner. And then I'll have a little cabinet here next to her so she can have some books and some plug-ins for charging phones, and a light and a fan and just stuff like that. So anyway, so that's the progress I'm working on today. So we'll see how that goes. So the wire that I ran for this seat, by the way, it's supposed to be 100 degrees today here in Yakima, Washington. This is July 25th, I believe. And so it's supposed to be pretty hot today. So I'm not doing a lot of taping while I'm doing the work. So I've got this wire ran here that'll serve the passenger seat, phone charger, fan, night light, that kind of stuff. And so this is the wire here. It's actually a 10 gauge copper stranded wire for automotive applications. And so basically what I did is I ran that wire, I don't know if you can see it very well with that sunlight, but anyway, I ran this wire. It's going to go down here, or it did, or is, goes down here through a rubber grommet here, up underneath here, goes along through a rubber grommet here that was already there, and then through another rubber grommet here that of course was already there. And so that goes back, comes out one of these air vents here across underneath this wood here, this joist work, if you will, along and through here into this chase and eventually into the front junction box. So in that front junction box there hopefully is enough here to tie in. I've got it here, that'll tie into probably this fuse panel. This fuse panel has both 24 volt and 12 volt in it, so eventually I'll put it on a fuse. I'm thinking this size wire might be able to handle a 30 amp fuse, 25, I don't know, I haven't quite decided on that yet, but there should be plenty of space there for extra fuses. And so basically what that'll do is be like a main wire coming across, and I'm not sure how I'm going to finish all this out yet, but I'll probably put a small door here with a cabinet here that I can put this wire in, and then have a sub fuse panel to come out, one for the chair, one for the lighters, or not lighters, but charging plugs, and then one for the fan, light, and that kind of thing. Those could be probably smaller fuses for that. And so the fuse over there will protect the main wire coming across, and then the fuses here will protect the individual smaller wires that'll go into the various accessories. So with running this wire underneath, it's going to be somewhat permanent because of the fact that I'll be fastening this floor down here, fastening all this floor down, putting more flooring in. And so Ivan LaCroix, a gentleman up in Canada that converts buses and does a great job, and I love watching his videos. His advice is to run wire anywhere where you can get to it again. And so I'm not too concerned with this 12 volt wire. When I do the rest of the bus, I'll run wire that's accessible through different channels and conduits or whatever. And but for now I ran this one inside the floor because I wanted as short a run as possible. But if something was to ever happen to it in the future, I do plan on having some channels or some ways to run wire from the junction box here up and over, back down if I have to or whatever. So I want to keep that in mind during the progress of the conversion, to always have it to where I can run extra wire for different things, or replace wire if I have to. So for now, that's where I put this wire, and I think it's going to work out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this flooring down, and then I still need to get the plywood for the entire floor. This is just a subfloor, so it'll be double thickness by the time I'm finished in these areas. But right now, a 1/2 inch plywood is about $70 some a sheet. OSB, last I checked, was about 65 for 7/16. And but I heard the other day that the price is dropping to almost half, and they're just trying to sell the stock that they have at the higher price. And so the next stock that they get at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, hopefully that'll be a lot cheaper. So I don't mind just picking up a few pieces now to just kind of establish how I'm going to finish this front out. You know, I can put, finish this off here. So this is all pretty much figured out where it's going to be. Then the rest is just full sheets practically going all the way down. And so hopefully I can save a little bit of money by working on that a little bit later. So I don't need the plywood now. It'd be nice to have, but anyway, so that's where I'm at with this. So I've got this flooring screwed down now, and so I've got this screwed down to the wood that I installed below. The wood below is bolted down This is screwed down with staggered screws, quite a few, at the area where the chair is mostly. These are fastened to the angled steel that I have underneath, and so this floor should not budge, hopefully, in the case of an accident. And of course this is all reinforced below all these bolts. So this floor level is the finished floor level that will receive the carpet, but this floor level still is yet going to receive another layer of either plywood or OSB. So that's why this is sticking up about 7/16 to a ½ an inch here. Same with here. So that plywood will come up here, butt up against this, butt up against this. This will be double thickness, which it needs to be anyway. And I'll actually glue the next layer on top of this, just this portion of it here, and that portion too. That way it's a good solid about 1 inch of material. And then of course the rest of it, the flooring will just lay right over the top of the original flooring. So the way I've got this here is this OSB here is the same height as the vinyl. So there's actually a little bit of a channel here, but the new wood will just go right over the top of the whole thing. Of course, butt up against this. Same thing over here. This is the same height as the vinyl. So, because I don't feel like I need to pull all this vinyl out. So basically, the new plywood will just go over the whole thing. This is flush here with the vinyl again. So, and then at the end of the tunnel cover here, I'll probably do something just to fill this in, so that way when I put wood over it, I'm not going to have this soft spot here. It probably won't really matter, but anyway, just to be sure. And anyway, so that's pretty much it, I think, for the front end of the bus here that I'm going to be working on today. So I'm going to have to go on to another project now, but I just thought I'd show the progress that I have on this front floor area. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves.